Hey, guess what? Boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. It's a fact. I think everyone can admit that while girls have their fair share of stupidity, guys are the dumber of the two sexes. You know? So today, I'm going to talk about my experience with the stupidity of guys, namely the ones on Tinder. And I know what you're thinking. Sarah? You? Tinder? Question mark? Yes. Yes, indeed. I think I'm funny. So, I made a Tinder as a joke. Oh my gosh. If I can find my profile, I'll insert a picture. If I can't, then you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But I've encountered a lot of interesting characters on this fateful app, you know? Some decent people and some not so decent people, you know? Just some people that make you go, huh? What? One example of this is this guy. Let's call him Cheesecake Guy, and you'll understand why in about a few seconds. So I asked Cheesecake Guy, I'm calling him Cheesecake Guy because he said that he loves cheesecake in his bio. I asked Cheesecake Guy, what is your biggest dream? You know, because I'm a dreamer, right? I have a lot of dreams. I don't remember them all, but I have a lot of them. And when I asked him this question, I meant, what is your greatest ambition? You know? Do you want to go to the moon? Do you want to become a scientist? Do you want to cure cancer? You know, what is it? And he decides to say, having sex with a girl named Sarah while eating cheesecake. I'm like, wow, what a specific dream, specific to me. But that's not even the craziest thing I've heard on Tinder. Oh no, that's not the craziest thing at all. There was this other guy who I don't even know why I matched with because he wasn't even good looking, if I'm being completely honest. And he had the most interesting introduction of any person who's ever decided to start talking to me. This guy says, sex please. No hey, no what's up, no hello, no manners evidently, just sex please, as if he was at some kind of, I don't know, some kind of drive-through whorehouse. I'm just like, I understand that Tinder is predominantly a hookup app for most people, but have some manners. Like, oh my gosh. He was probably imagining this. Oh my gosh, guess what? Fresh set! I know, they're so fabulous. They were only $89.95 plus tips. So cheap, right? They're so sophisticated, they're so stylish. Sex, please. I just can't. Oh, hold on, Biabs. Welcome to Magoo House, where you can get your whore out. How may I help you? Sex, please. Okay. The here or to go? Sex, please. To go it is. In for how long? Yes. Idiot. I swear this is so stupid. Honestly, you would think some people would have some consideration, but you know, obviously not that guy. Speaking of consideration, let's move on to the next guy. Now this next guy is a player. I didn't know this initially, but I learned it sometime later. I didn't know this initially because, you know, I'm kind of slow sometimes. So I didn't see the signs right up front. This guy cannot make plans to save his life. Don't know how, don't know if he has any friends or anything, but doesn't know how to make plans. So me and this guy were supposed to, I guess, hang out, and he was supposed to pick me up. Now, don't be like me, okay? Don't ever let a complete stranger, unless it's Uber or Lyft, pick you up, because that's dangerous, okay? Especially where you live, like, don't do that. I mean, I live in an apartment complex, so he didn't know my exact address. I mean, he just knew the name of the complex, not my apartment, not the building number or the apartment number, so I'm still safe. But, you know, don't ever do that. Don't be like me. Don't be a fool. Anywho, he was supposed to pick me up at 4 p.m., right? Well, actually, no. Well, let's start from the beginning. So I come home, and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I just got home. And he was like, want to meet up? And I'm like, sure, because I had nothing better to do. And he says, okay, I'll pick you up at 8. I'm like, I can't go out that late. My parents are annoying. They won't let me go out that late. I'm not even exaggerating. But then he was like, okay, how about 4? And I'm like, great. And he was like, how late can you stay out? And I'm like, till 8. And he was just like, dang, I guess we can't do anything then. I'll just come over to your house and we'll just stay there. I'm like, 4 to 8. That's like 1, 2. That's 4 hours. Where are we going where you need more than 4 hours? Are you trying to take me to another state? I'm so confused as to why 4 hours isn't an ample amount of time. Anywho, I ask him where he's going. He never answers the questions, which of course worries me. But you know, 3:30 comes, I don't hear from him. I don't hear a I'm on my way text. I don't get an on my way text. I don't get a 10 minutes away, nothing. 3:45 comes, still nothing. Nothing about being on his way or anything. 4 o'clock comes, nothing. 4:50 comes, I text him, obviously you're not gonna show up, so this isn't happening. So I go to the bank because I needed some money and I left my phone at home. I come back and I receive a text from him. I received a text from him while I was away, around 5:15. You know, over an hour later, over an hour after he was supposed to come and get me. And he says, how about 6? I can come for 6. And I'm like, excuse me? No, absolutely not. I mean, I just said nah, but still, like, you're not even gonna give an explanation as to why you didn't show up at 4. You're just gonna say, I can do 6. Like, what's wrong with you? And then he tries to hit me up a few days later, trying to hang out again. I'm like, do you not realize what you did the other day was completely inconsiderate? He's like, oh, my bad. You know, my phone just died. And then, or like something came up and then my phone died. And I was like, okay, but you could have said that then. So I kind of thought that was complete BS, because if that had actually happened, you know, he would have said it then, like, oh, my phone died. I mean, something came up and then my phone died. You know, I don't need an explanation. You could have just told me that then, because I would have been a lot more inclined to still hang out if I had received that information then, you know? But, you know, that's not even the worst part. Oh, man. One day, he randomly starts hitting me up. Because every so often, he would hit me up, ask me what I'm doing. The conversation would really never go anywhere. And he hits me up, asks me what I'm doing. I tell him. And then he starts talking dirty to me. And I'm just like, I didn't ask for this. What are you doing? Like, asking me all these inappropriate personal questions. I'm like, it is Sunday. Could you not? And and then he asked me, what my biggest turn on was, and I was like, people being considerate of my feelings, you know, because I love when people are considerate of my feelings, because many people aren't for some reason. So it's nice when it does happen. I mean, even though I was just saying it to get him off my back, he was just like, really? And I was like, yes. So then the next day, he does a 360. All that dirty talk, that's gone. That's adios. That was yesterday's man. Today, he contacts me with, well, not today, but like that day, he hits me up with a, I miss you. I'm like, sir, we have never met. I do not know you. What do you mean you miss me? I was so confused. I was confuzzled. I am Confucian. I was just like, what? What do you mean you miss me? I was so confused. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Honestly, guys, they're so stupid. He really thought that I was gonna forget about all that. He really thought I was gonna forget everything he said the day before. He really thought, you know, even though I've never met this girl, if I tell her I miss her, oh, she's gonna melt. Oh man, she's gonna melt like butter. I'm gonna have her in my hands. Honestly, the stupidity. I can't. I just. Oh my gosh. And then, you know, even after that, he continues to try to make plans with me. And I tell him, if I'm gonna leave my house to hang out with anybody, I need a day, a time, and a location. I can't just have one, I can't have two, I need all three, you know, because those are just the normal principles of hanging out with a person, or just going out in general. You need a day, you need a time, and you need a location, okay? You know, if I'm gonna leave my house with a complete stranger, I need this. So if you pull some funny business, people know where I am. And he was just like, nah, that's too many details. I'll just pull up and we'll go anywhere. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. Absolutely not. Ew. So I eventually say to him, you know, I don't want to talk to you anymore, because why would I? And he just says, nah. Like, honestly, I wish I hadn't deleted that conversation from my phone. I mean, I also have gotten a new phone since. But he just said, nah. I'm like, that's not how this works. I say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You just say, okay, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. You know, I don't hear from you again. Not nah. He still hits me up on occasion on Instagram, because I forgot that we follow each other on Instagram. I unfollowed him, but he still follows me, and on occasion he will hit me up. Usually when I post something in my story, he'll hit me up like, hey. I'm just like, nay, you know? So that's all for today's video. If you didn't hate seeing my face or hearing my voice, you can like, subscribe, follow me on my socials, because those exist. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.